I took science, I come to college, I had no clue about any career path. The only thing that was set in stone in my mind was college, job, life. Civil engineering didn't make sense. I wanted to go to Bangalore for the longest because the culture there just seems so good. Bangalore is a very uncomfortable place.
Welcome to the second episode of Kahaniya, and today with us is a friend of mine with whom I've shared a bit of my college experience, and then he decided to drop out from college. He's followed his passion of design, and today he is interning with Bluelearn. Other than that, he has worked with national and international clients, and the best thing being we had a heartfelt conversation with him in the field of design, Bangalore, and a lot more. So watch this episode till the very end. We welcome Dayamay Udaigiri to the show. So even though I know Dayamay, I know who he is, but I would like to introduce him to you all as a buddy. So I and Dayamay have studied in the same college for, even though now things are different, and I will explain you how it is different, but then he will explain it to you. But other than that, we have went to the same coaching center, which we only got to know after I came to college. We were hostelers, same hostel mates. We were same classmates, civil department, even though now things again have changed, and I want Dayamay to introduce himself to you all. So yeah, you can start, man.
Yeah, dude, excited to be here. First of all, thing is, I'm there. I'm a product designer, so I'm still in the early stages of product design. Right now, I'm interning at Bluelearn, which is India's second largest internship platform. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm fully into design. I was in NIT Silchar with Kaushik. He's the craziest hustler that I've ever seen, dude.
I know you as a civil engineer when you started off, right? We both went to our first semesters in college, and then you switched to design.
Yeah.
And then you also did something which most of us didn't expect of. We didn't expect you to do that, but then you did that, and you took your own path, a path which is not conventional, I guess, in today's world of era, where people don't really take. People are scared to do things like this, but then you took it. So just tell the story of how design came to your life, and what was that path, and what led to that path of today you interning in Bluelearn.
So basically, thing is, in class 11th and 12th, I took science. So I took science, I come to college, I had no clue about any career path. The only thing that was set in stone in my mind was college, job, life. Okay, I had no idea about anything. So interestingly, I come to college, I get a shit ton of exposure. And one important thing to note is I've always been a designer. So as a kid in school, me and my friends used to build robots using Arduino. Arduinos are basically microprocessors. So we used to use that. We used to build projects. So I've been doing design thinking my whole life. So which is like prototyping, brainstorming, ideation, research, conducting user research, user interviews, etc. So the thing is, but I didn't know that it's actually design. So I come into college, GDSC happens. I join GDSC, Google Developer Students Club, and they conduct.
Yeah, and the first workshop they conduct. So I remember this because I also went to the workshop. I'm also went to the workshop,
Yeah.
but then I didn't pay that much attention to it because of some other work that was happening in my life, and so I left at the end and I didn't make the project.
Yeah.
Dayamay made the project. He won the first prize.
Yeah.
And also won goodies along with it. So he will just explain it how that happened.
Yeah. So basically, I go to the workshop. I attend it. And I just realized that, dude, I've been doing this my whole life, right? They were when they were explaining Figma. Okay, Figma is a tool to express your design thoughts, to express your design thinking. But when the GDSC design team was explaining UX, user experience, all these processes of brainstorming, ideation, user research, I was like, I've been doing this my whole life. So I was fully engrossed in it. I was like, I have to do this project properly. I applied all my knowledge to it, and I basically redesigned a website. And even though I broke a lot of visual design principles, I somehow still won, interestingly. So yeah, then I was like, okay, this is cool. I went home. I went to my room. I researched about design, career options. Shout out to Abhinav Chikara from 10K Designers.
Man, Avinux.
Yeah.
10K Designers. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. He create great stuff on YouTube.
So yeah, basically, then I decided to like completely transition to design because you can make a career out of it. You can make a good career out of it.
You know how I got introduced to design? Back in class 10 or 11, like no one in our school knew what design was, okay? Now, design used to be like drawing, physical drawing, right? Not even digital drawing, because that time iPads were not that famous. So for me, the first time, I think in class 12, there used to be this friend of mine. He gave this, he filled this form of an exam called as UCED, okay? Undergraduate Common Entrance Test for Design. And that was the first time when I heard what UCED was. I filled the form just because someone told that through UCED you can get into an IIT. And being a JEE aspirant, only thing that I had, the crazy thing I had in my mind was to get into an IIT by any hooks or crooks. Even though I got into an NIT, but then that is a different part. But that was how the thinking was. All my friends, and so I and my best friend, we both filled the form for UCED. It was a little costly considering the other entrance examinations, but then we filled the form and then we went to the hall. The first time I had no clue, no preparation, even though my friend circulated a few sample questions to give me an idea of how it was. It was about syllabus, it was about design thinking, it was about the 30 minutes design drawing you have to do with a perspective. Like, it's very different. And one of my friend was very good in it, okay? His name was Cristiano. He was very good at it. Right now he's studying architecture. So what happened was, I went to the examination hall along with my friend, and I was solving the question paper, and I went to a flow state, okay? I was solving the question paper, and it didn't feel like I was new to it. It felt like it was old enough that I knew how the question paper needs to be solved. But then just because I was not practiced, I didn't practice enough, and I didn't have any clue of that this is supposed to be my future or something. So I just filled the blanks, and then I clicked on the buttons and whatever needs to be done in a digital process. And then the 30 minutes drawing, उसमें हगा है मैंने 30 minutes drawing में मैंने हगा है, क्योंकि मुझे physical drawing नहीं आता है, honestly, hands up. But वो हुआ, and then I gave the paper. I came down my home, and then after that the curiosity struck कि UC था क्या, क्योंकि the number of being a JEE aspirant, you and I, we know that the number of JEE students in India is immense. It's large number.
Crazy.
It's a huge number, right? It's like how many? 7-8 lakhs. I don't really
even
know the figure,
10.
but
I think
it's huge.
Yeah.
Exactly right. It may go into 10 lakhs or something. And then you see there were like, I think 20 to 30,000 students who were appearing.
Yeah.
And I was like so shocked that how the fuck people don't know about this examination that gets you into all the 4 top IITs: IIT Delhi, IIT Guwahati, IIT not Madras, IIT Bombay, and then Delhi, and then IIIT DM Jabalpur. I feel all these 5 IITs, or even IIT Hyderabad, and then people didn't knew about it, and I was like, wow, it's such an underrated exam to be given. I searched about it. I searched about IIT Guwahati's Department of Design. I even went physically to check how this college was, how the Department of Design in this college was. And then I got fascinated. And then even though the results came in, the results were not that positive, I didn't get into an IIT. But then it really gave me a push to think that how design can be implemented in life, or that, there is something of a career that can be made out of design. And then I got deeper into that, not generalist design of drawing something or something, but actually the technical aspects of design niching down to UI and UX, user experience and user interface design. I think that's when the thing inside me came that in college, whatever happens after I enter college, I will start studying it. I will be an aspiring designer, and I'll try my hands out on learning UI UX to its full depth, even though till date I've not been able to push myself harder enough each and every day to learn UX and UI, but I do have a general or a basic concept of it right now to explain to people. But then I'm trying my best to give as much time to myself so that I can have a career in design in future, because I don't see myself as an engineer after 4 years, but more like a UI or UX designer. Now coming on to you.
UCED is crazy though. UCED is crazy. It's like it puts you in a meditative state. Everything great that comes out of life, I have noticed that it's always has been in a meditative state. Example, when the apple fell on Newton's head, he was relaxing, dude. He was relaxing under a tree. he was in this meditative state.
Man was
So, like,
relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
have
then the apple fall.
Yeah, dude.
And then just bringing on to again the story, we know that even since I stayed in college, I'm currently in my third semester. Third semester is nearly over because I'm having an NSEM examination tomorrow.
Oh
So
shit!
whatever the
Good
thing
luck.
was, you decided to leave college and pursue design thoroughly. So one thing that I truly respect, and I respect you, is that for the ability of your clear vision, that you thought that design is something that you think you will pursue, and then you strike it. You just click on it and you are like, okay, I think engineering is not for me. I should give it a second priority and focus on design. You learned, I remember that in summer vacation, since I also stayed, you and I used to go to CC, and then you
Yeah,
used to
dude.
study design from this Google course out there from Coursera.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel the seven courses, and then you used to study that. I used to study it. I used to have a few meetings, and also I used to do that. And then you decided on your path, and then just you can continue with your journey, bro. How you did that and what happened next.
So basically, like, I was just dead on set on design. Like, I had to do design only because civil engineering didn't make sense. I saw this program of civil engineers. It's called Autodesk. I think you guys use it. I saw that and it freaked my mind out. I was like, ye na hoga humse. like I was not into it at all. Every day felt like a chore, whatever you call it. So I was just dead set on like design, and it was interesting, honestly. The UX design course by Coursera is also really interesting. It's more theoretical. At the end,
Yeah. Also, I think it focuses more on the Google aspect of design.
it focuses.
Then on a
they,
more
they
generalist
have their
aspect.
own process. They have their own terminology and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, then I just thing is I'm a very impulsive thinker. I take decisions very impulsively. I was like, what's gonna happen? Let me just try it out. And yeah, just dropped out. Pretty much it.
Yeah. Man just dropped out of NIT Silchar. Like a quick of a decision. But then I truly respect you for the decision that you took,
Yeah.
and the clearance of thought that you had in your mind, right? Because it is not that clear for everyone to do such of a step. But then what happened after that is more interesting. So what happened, man? You went to Bangalore meetup, Viom meetup, and then the Bluelearn meetup, and then Bluelearn internship. How was life, man?
Yeah. So talking about Bangalore is a really interesting place. Okay. So first time I went to Bangalore.
Bangalore is dream for some reason.
So what happened is I was doing graphic design as well, along with UI UX, just doing it as a side thing. So I made posters for people I liked, people I respected, people I liked. One of them at that time, Viom used to really resonate with me. So like I made a poster for him, tagged him, and he commented on it that, bro, you're too cool. So that just fired me up. Ki wow, like, okay, that's one step forward, because I was nothing. Like that's one step forward, and I was like, okay. And coincidentally, he was organizing a meetup in Bangalore, and I wanted to go to Bangalore for the longest because the culture there just seems so good. So again, impulsive decision. I booked some train tickets.
Man just booked a train
I
ticket.
booked some train
and
tickets.
then he just went on.
I booked some train tickets. I had little money. It was parents' money at that time. Took this risk and just went to the Viom meetup. There I met a lot of cool people, okay? And then I started an agency of myself. I started an agency of my own, which failed terribly. It failed so bad. But one good thing is, the thing failing doesn't exist. That's what I see. That's what I believe, that
I think it's always the learning.
yeah, it's more like learning. So by starting an agency, I realized how not to run an agency. Does that make sense? So like we did the exact opposite
that makes sense.
of everything like an agency should do. So yeah, that was messed up. So but then I learned, and
Running an agency myself over the year, I say agency stuff, even though it looks cool,
Yeah.
the money may flow, but then there is too much pressure that goes on.
Then basically, like, I had some proof of work. by the end of the agency, by the time we shut down the agency, I had some proof of work. Then Bluelearn hosted an event. By the time I had moved to Bangalore completely, convinced my parents and everything.
This is one more interesting thing, right? Whenever you want to do something in your life and you want it deep down from your heart, everything collides, like everything comes together to make that happen, right?
Yeah,
See, it's
yeah,
interesting.
true.
I'll say the story that this guy wanted to go to Bangalore to learn design, to work in startups. He wanted to go to Bangalore, and then interestingly, his parents' job, I guess it transferred to Bangalore,
Yes.
and so he has to move to Bangalore right now because that is the only option, because now he doesn't have a home in Guwahati.
Yeah.
So his parents moved on. He moved on along with it. He left college by now, so he didn't have any other option to stay in Guwahati. Man moved to Bangalore. Man got an internship. So everything just came down at a boiling point of what he wanted or wished to happen really actually happened or started happening.
That's actually very crazy. Whatever happened. See, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world because of that. Like it's like my parents are teachers in KV. So the thing is, they get transferred every 5-6 years. So coincidentally, when I was planning to move to Bangalore, I was thinking that, dude, I'm gonna live alone, going to pay rent, this and that. Coincidentally, they got transferred to Bangalore, so that was pretty chill.
True that. And then you can continue with your Bangalore to Bluelearn journey of how the interning happened, right? Because still this is the notion today is see, design, we understand, we'll come it to in a future on this podcast itself, but then we understand this one thing, that design is not a subject that is necessarily need to be learned from a college. A degree is not necessarily needed for design to be learned and implemented in real life, just like maybe any other technical degrees or engineering or maybe medical or other things, right? Design is a very vast subject that can be studied on a self-paced learning path.
Yeah.
But this is one thing, that since you now moved to Bangalore, you didn't have a physical degree, means you didn't have a college to learn from, and it does everything you need to learn in self-pace. So what was that one thing that kept you going, and then what was that one, I think that one avenue, that strike that made you get an internship in a stage where you are not in a college, and we still think that college is and a degree is still necessary, or name tag is still necessary for you to get an internship in a startup or even in an MNC. In MNC, it may be a true valid point, but in a startup, what is that one thing that is required as a designer for you to get an internship?
The thing with startups is they just want to grow somehow. Does that make sense? They just want to grow. They don't care about a degree. A lot of startups, all they care about is if you can get the job done. So the thing is, approaching, so you have to make connections. There's this term called networking. I don't like the term networking because it seems like you're going to meet people just for the sake of meeting people, which could be partially true, but just do uncomfortable things. Just go out there, just meet new people, and just have fun with it. And thing is, I went to as many meetups as possible. Only 2, by the way, at that time. So the Bluelearn offline event was one of them, and I went there and I met these people. I was a regular user of Bluelearn, and basically I posted on the Bluelearn app a lot, so they were able to see my designs. So make yourself visible.
I think even Bluelearn, since audience base was small, not that huge, so it became also a plus point that since you posted regularly, people noticed you, the team noticed you.
The Bluelearn team basically noticed me. After the meetup 1 week later, this whole time I was planning to reach out to them. I was planning to reach out to a lot of startups, but a week later, they basically contacted me. They were like, hey, we have seen your work, it's pretty cool. We are working on something new and we would like to have you on board to help us with that. I said, let's go. Of course I'm gonna.
That's crazy. Crazy. Even though this podcast is not sponsored by Bluelearn, but then even I really get inspired from Harish, his journey of how
Yeah, dude.
he from his college of how he went into bits electrical and then he switched on his path. Bluelearn happened from a WhatsApp group to a startup, and now how things are happening. So I really love this guy, and would love to work in Bluelearn as a designer as well. But then coming back to your story, now how do you see apart from interning in Bluelearn, there is one more thing of freelancing, since you also have a good amount of, I would say, clients, international and national both.
Yeah.
So how do you handle things, and how did you get these clients?
Cold outreach. There are many freelancing platforms. Okay, there's Upwork, there's Fiverr, there's this, there's that. I've never used a single one of them because I've tried using them at some point, but I've never gotten clients through them. Thing is,
yeah, I will agree to that.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, as a designer, you should be a problem solver. So look out there, find many people, okay, make a list, it's called lead generation, I guess. I think that's the correct term. So you basically search for problems. You look at people's websites, small businesses. Look at a website, they have a shit website. Okay, that's a problem. Having a better website will get them more customers and this and that. So you go there and you pitch to them. You send them emails. They don't read your email. Cool. You follow up after 2 days. Cool. They didn't respond. You follow up after 3 days. You follow up for the 4th time. Then you leave it. Sure, there's a breaking point for everything. But yeah, cold outreach is, I would say, the best ways to get clients. Another method that I have been using recently is through content. So recently,
content, right? Like posting on social media regularly.
Yeah, posting on social media. So basically, doing content helps you get reach. Now I don't make videos, like you make great videos. But, I want to make videos someday. It's pretty cool. But like right now, I'm doing LinkedIn.
Since we are talking about social media and stuff happening, this is one more interesting thing, right? Just as social media, creating a personal brand is something that is, I think, in 2023 a necessity, maybe for someone who is out there actively on socials. But then what is one more thing? The startup thing happening right down in Bangalore, right? Because I have never visited Bangalore. I will soon visit and I will live in your house only. That's so true. But this is one thing. From an outer standpoint perspective, Bangalore is also a place which I look up to because I am a guy who is deep into entrepreneurship, who loves to build. Maybe today I don't really have a product-based business, but then we are trying service out there through Dream Media and stuff happening, right? Other than that, content and everything happening, and even design, because startups require design. So I look Bangalore as a place where I can, I think, upskill myself more effectively, network. I think even the term network is actually, the way you mentioned it, it is not a very good way to say it, but then to just emphasize on it, I'll say networking happens in a more better and a more deeper way right down if you are in Bangalore than you are in an online mode. So just how Bangalore is, just since you live in Bangalore right now, the gist of how still a little bit other than Bangalore's. I think weather is good. That is one thing I know.
Weather is
and
good.
The second thing, that Bangalore traffic is very bad. This is the two things I
accurate,
know.
dude.
And then what are the other things?
So
how are the other things that happen?
First thing I would say, Bangalore is a very uncomfortable place. Uncomfortable when it comes to your skills. Because I go to Bangalore, okay, I'm thinking, dude, I have worked with 2 clients. Like, I'm the shit, bro. Like, I'm so cool. Then I go to Bangalore and I'm literally nothing there. I'm nothing here, dude. There are thousands of people just like me here. It's like this big ecosystem of freelancers, this and that. There's a 19-year-old I know, okay? He's a designer. He's a product designer. His monthly revenue is 6,000 USD. Just think about that. His monthly revenue is 6,000 USD. There's this girl I know. She's 18. She has her own startup. Like, it's crazy out here. So it's a very uncomfortable place. So when you put yourself in uncomfortable places, you're kind of like bound to grow, which is why Bangalore is like a really good place for, designers, for anyone actually.
For anyone, I think, in the world of tech, or even non-tech people who want to build their startups or something, like, I think Bangalore is the place you need to visit once in your life, I guess.
I also agree. Like, it's specific to tech, I guess, because crazy people. Like, I was blown away.
even the stories of this thing that there are 18, 19 years old out there. Considering even I am 19, but then there are 19, there are 20, there are this different people out there who have built structures, who have built their own revenue streams at such an early age.
Yeah.
It like still blows your mind away that, man, where are we? Well, it do intermediates you, but then it also means help you grow and keep you in an uncomfortable position that, hey, there's this big vast ocean where everyone has done something or the other, so you can't compare yourself with everyone because your journey is different and unique in yourself. But then you can really get inspired from people out there, and you can push yourself to the limit. That means you can just push on boundaries. You can just create new boundaries.
It's true that like everyone's journey is unique, so I agree with that. And like you see people doing crazy stuff out there, you want to push your limits, you want to do things. Yeah, basically. And like I haven't pushed limits at all. Like it's the beginning of a lot of things. Yeah, I'm thinking of a lot of things.
It's still the beginning. It's still the beginning.
Still the beginning.
A lot of avenues to be struck. Yeah, true that. And there is just one thing that since it's again the core of design comes down to UI and UX. People still think design as a very arts thing, right? Arts, it's like, even though it has creativity, a lot of creativity is required for you to think how design works. But then taking it from a standpoint of tech and startups and science, how do you think design, where do you put UI and UX in the field? Because it is, I think, where UI is still something where visuals are required, where hierarchy needs to be followed, where laws needs to be followed. UX is very techy in terms of it helps you. It is very psychological in terms, right? How do you express it?
The design is basically problem solving at its core. You're solving problems with design. Now, there could be many problems, like you want users on your platform, you want your business to run properly. So for attracting users, maybe UI could be attractive. That's where you get creative while still following laws like hierarchy, layouts, proper, like there are many laws. And when it comes to UX, it's very data driven, I would say, from my understanding at the level that I am now. What I know is that it's very data driven. So you do your user research, you do this, that, you look at statistics. So you basically analyze everything and you build for the user. So if the user doesn't like something, but it looks very nice, doesn't matter anymore that it looks nice. You have to remove it because it's not necessary for the user anymore. That's basically it.
Moving forward, since we had a discussion on how Bangalore is, we discussed about your life or how the transition happened, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is that one thing you are thinking, the vision that you look forward in future that you want to have cultivated now at this stage?
When it comes to the future, I want to build cool products, I would say. That's pretty much it. I want to build cool products. I want to do cool things. I want to make a lot of art. So, and I want to do a lot of design. I want to scale myself.
Also.
Yeah.
Also, this one question, right, which people, maybe general people would think that, do you think that to be a good designer, you need to know physical art?
Not at all.
Or you need to be very good at physical art?
Not at all. When it comes to illustration, sure. But when it comes to like product design, UI, UX, you just need to master a tool called Figma. There are other tools as well, like Sketch. There's Adobe XD,
Sketch.
But Figma is Figma is the best right now. So yeah.
Figma is like the Spotify of design.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though there are other platforms of music.
Yeah.
Figma is like the
there's
Spotify of design.
SoundCloud.
That's how I like to put it.
There's SoundCloud, there's Wink, there's this, that. But Spotify is the GOAT.
Yeah, Spotify is the GOAT because of how friendly and user friendly the entire base is, similar to Figma. Yeah. And also, this Figma communities out there to Figma conferences are like shit cool ton, bro. Like you just watch them and you like freak out.
Sure.
Like every day you get to learn so many things. And then even I think there are YouTubers out there as well in this community. Now, back when I was in class 10, I think I didn't knew a lot of YouTubers. But now when I see Ansh Mehra or I see Abnux or I even see Saptarshi, these are these people who are trying to build a community of designers which back when I was in class 10, 11 was not there. So it really feels good that even in this college where I study, even though design is something that people have started taking as a career, but then still, this is not a very, I think, mainstream thing to be taken. It's still a side gig to be done, I think. Having a physical degree of maybe an engineer or doctor, and then design, you can do it in sideways. So people still think it in that way.
You know the reason for that? What I think the reason for that is, this is my perspective, like always. What I think the reason for that is people don't go deep into design. What they think of design is they are moving rectangles, they're moving frames, they're filling it with colors, they're making an interface. That's what they get into it. Oh, it's easy money, you make a pretty looking app and it's done. But that's not design at all, right? You have to really go in depth of design thinking. You have to really understand users behavior. You have to have experience in stuff like that. It looks very pretty and oh, there's money in this, just making frames. You're not even coding anything. But yeah, I think my point got across.
Yeah, no, even I had this one thing that I kind of example that I set for myself. I don't know if it's completely correct, just correct me if I think it people from an outer perspective who don't know what design is, they think design to be in terms of tools, they think design to be very MS Paint, but actually it is Photoshop.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
makes sense.
You get the analogy.
Yeah, that makes sense,
right?
People think it's Canva, but it's actually Illustrator.
It's Illustrator. Yeah, exactly. So the more deeper you go, the more you understand that there is this vast ocean which you need to continuously revisit and relearn, and you just need to keep on the process going. You can't stop in between.
Also, there's so much to learn in design. There's something new every day. And one good thing about posting content every day on LinkedIn, I try to post every day. I've not been really consistent, but I'm trying to post every day. The good thing is, in order to post something, I have to read about something. I have to actually learn something, because I cannot just post crap on LinkedIn, right? So one more good thing, this is why I would suggest content, is you have to keep learning in order to produce content. And because of that, it's benefiting you more than anyone else. Which is why start content, dude. To the people watching.
Not to everyone out there.
Yeah.
But the 2D people, I think 2D people who are watching this podcast, they are somehow through the thumbnail or through the title, you have seen that this is a talk that is going on design, this is a talk that is going on about entrepreneurship or Bangalore among this. So you are somehow down the line a person who wants to build a personal brand somehow. So I think, as per Dayamay said, having content is a very edgy thing you can do, because that will really help you out there in the world that you are going to move forward through. And also coming on to this, as we have less time, but then I would like to discuss from your standpoint of AI coming in, and since even Figma has this new feature of auto layout, so there are so many AI coming in, and then with the tools getting advanced, what do you think that will AI kill design? This is a very normal controversial question, which I think in every YouTube podcast that designers do ask. So I will also asking it from your perspective, that as AI coming in, do you think it is going to kill design, or it is going to enhance designers and separate great designers from mediocre designers?
Now, one interesting thing, I would like to make a comparison, okay? When calculators were being built, there was this rumor going around. Okay, when calculators were being invented, that mathematicians are gonna get fucked because of this calculator. Mathematician ki job gayi. But what did it do? It just made things much more greater, exponentially greater for mathematicians. The same is with design and AI. All AI is going to do is cut out all the monotone tasks, all the faltu ke tasks out there. We don't know what
all the repetitive
all the repetitive tasks it's gonna just cut out. I use so much AI in my designs. Now, I'm not talking about visual designs, because I don't think AI is capable of doing that. But when it comes to making user personas, if you don't have people to interview, ask your AI to behave like your target audience. Yeah, that works. So it might not be 100% authentic, but it still works. if you want to like get some quick data out of it. So thing is, designers with AI are the future. Like in 2024 at least, a designer using AI is going to be a normal designer, while a designer without AI using traditional methods, I think they're gonna be like average, I would say.
Yeah, true that. I guess as every new tech that comes in this world, because tech will keep growing.
Yeah.
Tech will keep growing in an exponential rate. So the one who knows how to grab it at any form, not even design, I'd say in every possible way, knows to grab it, will have an edge, always have an edge in terms of salary, revenue, in terms of understanding, and in terms of the entire perspective of how the world worked back in his or her time, right? So I think having to know and understand tech is a very natural thing that a person should do, because that helps you grow in every possible sector in your career.
For sure.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah. It's like you have to embrace the change. Don't fight the change.
You embrace the change.
It's here. You have to embrace it. Also, like, I forgot to talk about this, but basically, when it comes to AI, we have been like, throughout our childhood, throughout our entire lives, we have been told this one line, that quality is better than quantity, quality over quantity. But now with AI, the situation has completely kind of flipped. Even though it might not be 100% correct, but these days I think it's more about quality and quantity. What do you think of that?
Yeah, even I think that with having an assistant like an AI, which is not someone of a physical person, so you don't really need to pay him. So it can act to you, and it can help you as being an assistant of enhancing your capabilities and increasing your quality as well as quantity at the same time.
Yeah.
Only if you're creative enough and curious enough to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true that. And
That's
with
true.
that, since we have less time today, so we will wrap up today's conversation. It was a really lovely conversation, and we went a little surface. We went really surface, talking about Bangalore and everything, and AI and design and NIT Silchar as well. So, this doesn't mean that this is going to be the last conversation that we are having. We'll like soon meet.
We're both like junior designers right now, so I don't think we can go that deep into design as well. So but as we upskill, we'll have conversations.
Exactly. So as we upscale down the line, and more conversations are coming on our way, so we'll end this podcast for today, and I'll see you soon in the next podcast. Till then, bye bye. See you soon, man.
See you guys.
Thank you for watching episode 2. We will see you in the next episode. Till then, you know what to do. Go like, subscribe, and share it to all your friends so that they can get an insight about how design, Bangalore, and life in general can be when you follow what your heart says, right? So share your kahaniya in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.